Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Let's just give it a few seconds so that people can come in. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. I would like to thank you for joining us today for the Excellence in Tourism Industry Awards, the 2022 winners and their tourism initiatives. My name is Sherry Bowman, and I am from the Pueblo of Laguna, and I currently serve as AIANTA's Education Support Specialist. For those of you that aren't familiar with AIANTA, for nearly 2 decades, AIANTA has served as the national voice for American Indian nations and Native Hawaiians engaged in cultural tourism. In addition to serving as the voice for Indian country tourism, AIANTA provides technical assistance and training to tribal nations and Native-owned enterprises engaged in cultural tourism, hospitality, and recreation. One of the greatest tools for our outreach and promotion of tribal tourism is our destination website, nativeamerica.travel. If you are not listed on the website, please contact us so we can help you get your listing live on the website. For those of you that may have questions, please put in the chat box or the Q&A, and we will get to them at the end of the presentations. I would like to introduce our speakers for today. First up, we will have Executive Director Ivan Sorbel with the Pine Ridge Area Chamber of Commerce, who will be sharing the best cultural heritage experience of the Oglala Lakota Live-In History Village. Ivan has been with the Chamber for 22 years. Following Ivan, we have Gus and Tiana Yellowhair with Tatanka Res Tours from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. They were awarded the Excellence in Customer Service Award for providing the visitors to their reservation a cultural tour to help them have a better understanding of their people as they share their story from the Lakota people's perspective. We also have with us today Akwesasne Travel, owned by the Akwesasne Mohawk Nation, who was awarded Tribal Destination of the Year. Sharing their stories, we had Penny Peters, Akwesasne Travel Manager, Rayanne Adams, Community Planner, and Latoya Rourke, Tourism Training Manager. All ladies believe that Indigenous tourism is not only a means of economic growth for communities, but also important for cultural preservation, and have dedicated the last 6 years to the development and promotion of Akwesasne as a cultural tourism destination. Last but not least, we have our Tourism Professional of the Year, Camille Ferguson, who is the Economic Development Director for the Sitka Tribe of Alaska. Camille is responsible for developing new projects as well as overseeing the tribe's tourism programs, gaming operations, tribal tannery, and the community house convention facility. Camille has served both as a board member and former executive director of AIANTA, and Camille has a wealth of knowledge to share with us today. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Ivan to share his story. And again, thank you. Please put your questions in the Q&A.
Okay, good morning. Were you going to do the video, Sherry?
Yeah, Bianca. There's a video right there on the landing slide. Oh.
It's a little bit slow on our end.
If you want to close it.
It's taking a minute. I'm not sure if it's going to play. It's not coming up. Hold on. There we go, maybe.
Welcome to the Oglala Lakota Living History Village. Spirit of the land, spirit of the people. Come hear our Lakota voices, our Lakota stories, told by our Lakota people. Learn to see the movement of the land. You'll learn to understand the movement of the people. Now open at Cactus Flats off of I-90, exit 131, 1 mile south on SD 240. See you soon, Wopila Tunka.
All right, thank you. My name's Ivan Sorbo. I'm the executive director of the Pine Ridge Area Chamber of Commerce on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota. And we're here today to present the Oglala Lakota Living History Village. Just going to talk a little bit about how we got started and what led us up to this award. So next slide, please. In 2018, the Oglala Sioux tribe purchased some land up on the adjacent to the Interstate 90 for economic development, and they approached the Chamber of Commerce to create some sort of tourism type attraction on this property. So you can see it there. It's Tract A. It's 59 acres, and it's about a mile right off the interstate. And it's located right at the primary entrance to the Badlands National Park. So it's a high volume traffic area. Next slide. So we accepted the challenge, and we applied for a ANA grant, Administration for Native Americans, and we were awarded that in 2019. That's myself and the commissioner there at in DC. Next, please. So the grant was a 3-year project grant from the ANA. Was $1.2 million, and then we had enlisted a partnership with the South Dakota Department of Tourism. We entered in an MOA with them under this project, and they provided us with a lot of marketing type experiences, I guess you could say. So in 2019, when we received the grant, we hit the ground running. We started right off with ABA, the American Bus Association. We were in Omaha that year, and right into January into our South Dakota Tourism Conference. This is the South Dakota team at ABA. Next, please. We started doing travel and trade shows. We did do the AIANTA conference, the American Bus Association. Well, we went to Chicago, LA, and Denver. We were doing travel shows and promoting our new attraction. Even though it wasn't built yet, we started marketing it right away because we knew we were going to be open in the summer. Next, please. And then disaster hit, COVID. So COVID shut us down. March 2020, we had one more travel show. Dallas was canceled. And then we were doing a travel show in Minneapolis that was canceled, and also IPW was canceled. In March, I was actually in DC, and when I came back, when I got back to the reservation, the whole reservation was closed, and they completely closed everything. So that really stopped our project. Next, please. So we that summer, the summer of 20, we didn't get to be on site until late summer, and we started working here, building things and getting things ready. This picture on the right, these guys are digging a hole for flag poles, and putting fence in and painting, and getting our displays ready. And it was really a tough summer. We did most of our work was online, and then when we finally got to the site itself, we didn't have much time before the summer ended. Next, please. We started building our marketing, putting up these signs. We had a billboard up on the interstate, and we just really didn't have anything going, but we were just trying to get it built up. Next, please. So this is just some pictures of things that we were doing, getting our electricity put in, water. It took forever to get water. And during COVID, it seemed like the construction workers were so busy that we couldn't get our guys up to the site to get our stuff installed, and it really took a long time. In that picture on the right, there's just a flag that we put up on the highway. We've got about 8 of these flags up on the highway. Next, please. So we actually had our first visitors, and I think this says 20, but I think it's supposed to be 21. Our first visitors came in. We were working at the site, and this was in like in August, or it might have even been September, but we finally got some visitors to come into the site. It was pretty exciting. Next, please. So still unable to travel. All the travel shows were still closed. I think IPW did happen. It was supposed to be in Vegas. It finally did happen, and we didn't get to go, but we still we were able to work at the site now. So we kept on working and building out. Next, please. This is just a picture of the interior, the display area. This is a big fenced-in yard, and we have 3 displays in here. We have teepees. Next. We have this tent display, and then we're building out a log cabin display, and we also have a horse display. And what we're depicting here is lifestyles of people, of Oglala people, when they were placed on the reservation, so late 1800s up and through the 1960s. So how people lived, what type of structures they lived in, and what they did in their daily lives. So you know, when we first moved on to the reservation in the 1800s, we're still living in teepees, and then at some point these canvas tents were issued to people, and people lived in these clear up into the 1900s, these canvas tents. So we have these decorated to period, and eventually structures were built, log cabins primarily, where people lived in a more permanent type structure. The horse display, we talk about the relationship between the horse and the Lakota people, and it's estimated that the horse got this far north around the 1500s, and we talk about how that relationship was built and where it's gone today, and how we interact with that animal today. Next, please. So our 2022 was our first full year. We did sign some contracts with some bus companies. We had 2 companies coming in 22, and this year we signed a new contract for 23 and 24 with Colette Travel, and it's 52 tours throughout the summer, of about they're averaging 40 to 50 people on the bus. So we're really excited about that and how that's coming. We just got back from ABA. The American Bus Association was in Detroit. Just finished that up last week, and we're excited to be. We're looking at a new contract for this fall with a company, and we're looking at 24 contracts with the other companies. So we're really excited to see how this is turning out. 22 was really our first full year open. It was slow, but it was steady. There's still a lot of in 22 there was still a lot of hesitance if people could come on to the reservation or visit tribal tourism sites because of COVID. And there's still some rules around traveling on Pine Ridge, but it's relaxed quite a bit now as COVID curtails here. And we just continue to build. There's more. We still have a log cabin to finish. We're almost done with it, but we'll have that done before the opening this year. Next, please. Our marketing campaigns, AIANTA, ABA, South Dakota Tourism, IPW will be traveling to IPW this year. Travel adventure shows, we've been to Chicago, LA, we go this weekend. Denver is the last weekend in February, and Dallas is the first weekend in March. So we'll be attending those travel shows, and then IPW in June in San Antonio. Next, please. Our memberships, we have a membership with AIANTA, membership with the Black Hills and Badlands Tourism Association. We do print, a lot of print publication through Black Hills and Badlands, such as the South Dakota Visitor Guide, the Black Hills Visitor Guide, and these are guides that are distributed at these travel shows, so we get to talk about our site and about the reservation as a whole when we go to these shows. We produce brochures. We bought an ad in American Journal. We have billboards. We produce commercials. We also do social media, website, and a number of other smaller publications that we're involved in. Next, please. I guess that's questions. So we're doing questions at the end, but we're hoping that this year is going to be a breakout year for us. We're really looking forward to 2023. It looks like travel patterns are starting to come back. The bus companies are moving again. They're filling their tours. They're looking for new areas, especially in our area. A lot of the companies are doing the Black Hills, and they've been doing them for a number of years. So they're looking for additional places to visit. So we're really excited about how this year is going to come out, and we're really proud to have received the award for from AIANTA this year. It's been a major boost for us, and we're really grateful for that. So that's my presentation, and we'll do questions at the end. Thank you.
We do have a video here that was submitted by the nominator for Gus and Tiana for excellence in tourism, excellence in customer service.
Are you going to play that first, or do you want me to introduce?
Yeah, we're pulling it up real quick, and then you can get on after that.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Sorry for the delay. I'm not sure. Our service is kind of slow, I guess, with the snow that came in yesterday. I'm not sure if it's gonna play.
As we're waiting for the video to load, I can talk a little bit about the Excellence in Customer Service award, because we would like to help, have people start making nominations for this fall. And the Excellence in Customer Service award, the nominees can be a business or an organization with a commitment to creating and providing a cultural service to Indian country, must demonstrate cultural services throughout its business practices. Customer service statement and policy is good, and provide continuous training on a continuous basis. Or it can be an individual or tribal member who has provided excellent service during the tenure of their employment. I guess the video is not going to pull. So, and being recognized by your customers as going above and beyond in your duties to assist them and, submit reviews to TripAdvisor, Travelocity, Yelp, and all that. So we'll go ahead and just let you start your presentation, Gus and Tiana.
Okay, just doing a system check. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. So in the Lakota language, I greet each and every one of you with a heartfelt handshake. And thank you for this opportunity to share Tatanka Res Tours. My English name is Warren Gus Yellowhair, and I'll let my daughter introduce herself.
I'm Betty Washte. Chante Washte na pe choose up exto. Washitia mi chajeki Tiana Yellowhair Lakota mi chajeki Shahila we exto. Good morning, relatives. I greet you with a heartfelt handshake. My English name is Tiana Yellowhair, and my Lakota name is Shahilawi, meaning Cheyenne woman. And we are the co-owners of Tatanka Res Tours. And we were lucky recipients of the Excellence in Customer Service Award this past fall at the AIANTA American Indian Tourism Conference. And so Tatanka Res Tours started out back in 2015 as a I guess a vision or a dream to move forward with tour guiding. My father actually had already been a consultant with the Pine Ridge Area Chamber of Commerce for prior years before 2015, and how this came about is I was in my sophomore year of school. Sophomore year of school, and they had a business plan competition, and it was for a scholarship. I had decided that I wanted to try the business plan competition, and my father had suggested, what about a tour guide service? And so I had a lot of mentors, including my father in school at the Lakota Funds that was actually hosting the business plan competition. And I presented the award that winter at the Lakota Nation Invitational. And, I felt that I didn't do very good. So I went home and come to find out that I won. And so from that point on, we had established a relationship with the Lakota Funds. And so 2015 was born Tatanka Res Tours, and we started out as a family tour guide service. We offer Lakota cultural based tours, which is history, culture, language, knowledge, and currently the past and current situations that happen here on Pine Ridge. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add. You can go to the next slide. I think it's just pictures. Some of it kind of talks about what we do.
Well, let me just, Tatanka Res Tours. Tatanka means buffalo bull, and then res, short for reservation, of course, tours, with the Z at the end, because there was another business that had almost a similar name, so we had to change it up a little bit. But Tatanka Res Tours, we operate here on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. But in the past, we've also gone into the Chesapa, which is the Black Hills, the beautiful Black Hills, taken some visitors up there, and just shared some of the history that goes with the area. Very important to our people, Ogallala Lakota, which is which is just a band of the Ochete Shakowi, meaning the people of the 7 council fires. People know us better by the name Sioux, S-I-O-U-X. However, lately, many of the people have been reclaiming, not only the language, but also our traditional names, which is Ogallala, Lakota. And Ogallala means like to pour, to scatter, and then Lakota is friends or allies. So just really getting into, sharing some of those changes for the visitors, and also letting them know about some of the current situations that are happening here on the Pine Ridge, and some of the changes that are happening with the people. So very important to be able to cross those cultural bridges and give them a better understanding of what it's like here on the Pine Ridge as a grassroots person and Oyate, I guess, from the people. We are we're not a nonprofit business, which I've come to find out that a lot of the cultural tour guide business are nonprofits. And so being a for-profit type of business, that leaves us out on a lot of the the funds that are available for nonprofit. So it's been a real struggle, but luckily we've met some really good clients through our tour guide business, and have taken it. They've really helped us to achieve the next level of tourism. So it's just like a learning experience. But from what we understand from the reports and some of the reviews that we've been getting, I guess we've been doing a good job, so just really grateful for that. And of course, winning the AIANTA excellent customer service just kind of put us up to the next level, which we're totally prepared for. Just lately we've been well, as early as January, right, when you're getting a lot of calls and people wanting to set up a tour. And so we're just really excited for 2023. She mentioned about the 2015, starting 2015. We actually had, of course, the COVID-19 affected us in those 2 years, but we were able to team up with George Washington University, and they provided some information about tourism as far as virtual tourism goes. And so we were able to keep in the loop with that virtual tourism. And so we really appreciate that. And, just getting a lot of other, people to support what we're doing. And I think that, for us here being a grassroots business, that's really important, especially with 80 to 90% unemployment around Pine Ridge. There's some opportunities for our people here. And so we're really looking forward to sharing that knowledge and just getting right into continuing the tours and meeting great people, sharing our past, our present, and our future dreams. That's what Tatanka Res Tours is about. So,
a few of the things that we do before we kind of go into a lot of our partnerships is part of our mission and our value was to reveal true history while ending the sugarcoating of cultural genocide, assimilation, identity loss, and also bringing awareness to the missing and murdered Indigenous women and men and children have since been added to that in the last 4 to 5 years. And so really trying to boost a lot of that, and how do we come across with those cultural bridges that my father talked about. He also talked about a little bit of some of the partnering that we've done. We've had clients for the last 12 years who specialize in psychology and healing the mind, the body, the spirit. And so we're really trying to not only do the tour guide business and flourish in that aspect, but also to how to build that Western healing technique with the Lakota healing technique, and how to provide that to our visitors. Because at the end of our tours, it's very warming for us to hear and to see a lot of the emotions that come from our visitors. Many of them are crying, many of them are feeling rejuvenated, many of them are feeling drained because a lot of the true history that they're hearing. And those are the types of things that we want from our visitors, to be able to come here and actually hear the history, the culture from people who live here on a daily life. we've also wanted to do the Lakota cultural sensitivity training within the schools, within some of the organizations. I believe actually my father started that with Ivan, years ago. But what we wanted to do was bring that to light, and how do we not only do Lakota cultural sensitivity training, but also immerse Lakota experiences, teepee stays, teepee education, a lot of the old, I believe they call it Ohunkanka stories, so a lot of the stories from back then. And so how do we wrap that into tour guiding, and how do we put those together? And so we have a lot of projects that we're really working on, that we're hoping that will come this coming summer, but of course it's just a 2-person team. We're hoping that we can add some tour guides into that. A few of the people that we've partnered with and of course really support us is not only the Pine Ridge Area Chamber of Commerce, but also the First Peoples Fund and the Oglala Lakota Art Space. They have classes there, and that's really been boosting us as business owners as well. We also partner with Black Hills Adventure Tours out of Rapid City, or the Black Hills, and she's been very wonderful in bringing people to us, and also trying to bring us into her family as well, because she's wanting to cross those cultural bridges there. Here within South Dakota. Also visit Rapid City, the South Dakota Tourism Office and South Dakota Native Tourism Alliance, and how do we bring those together? And so they really helped us put us there, also with AIANTA as well, and being able to share any type of experience such as this today is really put us where we feel that we have some importance, and where we're ready to share it with people beyond South Dakota, because that was really our goal, was to share it with people here, with people outside, but also looking at it as a bigger sphere in a sense. And so the next few slides are just photos. You can go ahead and switch, kind of go through those. It just shows a little bit about what we've done, some of the past people that we've met, and some of the bus tours that we've done. So we're really gearing up for the 2023 season. We've already had people calling, and we're very excited for that, to see what comes with that as well. And we also have a lot of return visitors. So that's really made tour guiding business throughout the summer really, I guess, have value in how we conduct and share our stories and our history and our culture. And and so we really thank you all for listening to our story. And I don't know if you have anything to add, but from the Lakota Lakota woman, Pilamaye, which means thank you in Lakota, for listening to our story, and also for this award. This award has really put us in a standing that we can finally rise up with our tour guide business. And how do we share that? How do we share that with our community, with our children, with everybody here on Pine Ridge? So Pilamaye.
Oh, so with that, the Tatanka Res Tours offers not only the Lakota male perspective, but also Lakota female perspective. Then also the age difference. I'm 63 years old. That many turns around the sun. My daughter's 28, I believe. I may have missed a birthday or two, but so you're getting that perspective. And so we're really a down to earth, grassroots level type of a business, and we're hoping to share that with the young people here, so that they can see, those opportunities. And with that, then I'd like to do a shout out to Thunder Valley, where I'm employed. So we try to reach these organizations, work with these organizations to help them bring their work to light, to the public, because there's some good things going on, good things happening. Even though we're faced with a lot of social detriments of health, all those situations, there are some bright things that are happening. So, I always like to say, like, Thunder Valley is like a star or a light in the sea of darkness, and so it's just fantastic to be able to work with them. I'm a part-time employee here, working with them, and they're also developing a tourism type of where visitors come and see what's happening. So it's just really exciting to see that. Lakota Fund is another organization that helps with funding, with loans, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it's just, I just can't express exactly what I feel. I mean, it's just when AIANTA said, when they came down and and told us that we were receiving that award. I said, wow, this opportunity is going to open up a lot of doors for us, and it has. Just in January, we got to go to Hawaii, and to take part in those native cultural presentations and dance there. That's just blown away. I never thought in my lifetime that I would be able to do that. And so making great friends, seeing great places, moving forward to the future, it's wide open. So I'd like to invite you to Tatanka Res Tours here on the Pine Ridge. Come and join us for a tour. We'll show you some memorable times. And Pokahe, Yushkia Upo, come merrily.
Thank you, Gus. And Penny, we'll go ahead and let you take it from here. And we have Akwesasne Travel, who is the Tribal Destination of the Year. They have a great program, and I'll let her go ahead and take it and share that with you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Penny Peters. I am the manager with Akwesasne Travel, and I also have Latoya Rourke, our travel training manager, on with us, and Rayanne Rourke, our community planner, sends her regrets. She is out with a sick child today, so she may be able to jump on with us towards the end of the presentation, but she wasn't sure. So again, I want to thank AIANTA as well as our fellow award winners for this opportunity. It's always great to be recognized and to win an award, and obviously there are a lot of benefits and just great things that come from it. And then the pride of what you've created and being able to have that award hanging on the wall and to be able to talk about it. So I'm really grateful for that. And for us to be included with these other destinations is it's just amazing to see what we're doing with Indigenous tourism. So we do have a short video. Hopefully it plays on the next slide. You can switch to the next slide. So like a lot of the other destinations, we were very fortunate to start off with some grant funding. Obviously, tourism is something that is in every Indigenous nation background, and to be able to get some funding to actually make that a realization is something that was very supportive to us to kicking this all off. Akwesasne, for those who aren't familiar with the area, we are part of the Haudenosaunee, otherwise known as the Iroquois. We are located in a very unique place. So our community is separated by an international border, Canada and the US. And within Canada, we share two provinces, Quebec and Ontario, and New York State on the US side. Sorry, guys. And so we have this unique location here in Akwesasne. We also strive, when we started our tourism, we got the grant funding in 2017. The office was established, and from that we were able to, sorry, if it will stop ringing on my phone. Sorry about that. And so with that, when we started the organization, sorry, when we started the organization of our tourism, we looked at where do we start? You know, like we've got the funding, we have the people now, where do we start to get this going? And as you can see from this slide, we started with our community. We knew from the start that nothing happens here without the community's blessing, without the community knowing about it and knowing what we were doing and what we're moving towards, and making sure along the way that we checked back in with that. And I think that's one of the main differences between native and non-native destinations, is that we are so involved with the community, and we do keep checking in and making sure that we're doing this right, we're doing this properly. And so from that, when we started looking at our community and thinking about, well, what are visitors coming here for? What's so unique about Akwesasne? And it started from that video. You can see our artisans. They were a huge part of who we are here in Akwesasne. Their stories, how they learned what they're doing, where that came from. The whole story behind it was really what people were interested in seeing about our community. And so from that, we were able to take that approach of community development. How do we support these people even further? And how does that trickle out into other businesses, into the economic development here in Akwesasne? And one of the bonuses throughout all of that is that it helps to continue our culture. How can we support entrepreneurs who are interested and who are doing traditional crafts, traditional practices? How do we help support that so that the next generations moving forward want to be a part of that and are able to, you know, continue on with that, as opposed to having to work a 9-to-5 desk job, but able to support them that way. And so through all of this, we were able to develop Akwesasne Travel. And we officially launched our tours in November of 2021. You can move on to the next slide to see some photos. And again, it was a long process. You heard me say we started in 2017. We started with community engagement, continued with community engagement. And then we developed a program, which Latoya can talk about in a little bit, where we actually trained. We developed a training program for each of our suppliers so that they are market ready, that they have some background in the tourism industry. We tested their tours multiple times so that they were comfortable, so that they were ready to start welcoming visitors. And from the start, we were able to create 4 tours that we currently market. We originally didn't have in the plans to sell these tours. We were setting up Akwesasne Travel as a destination and marketing management organization. We, however, couldn't develop a person who would be that tour operator to sell the tours. So we currently sell the tours ourselves. Hopefully in the future, that's another entrepreneur who comes forward and is able to take on that role of selling the tours. But we do enjoy that part of it. It keeps us in touch with all of our suppliers. And so from here, you can see the 4 original suppliers. The difference with us here where we're located, our community, we aren't looking for busloads of people. All of our tours are small group tours, 2 to 8 people. We market it very personal. It's all pretty personal and small groups so that everyone's getting something out of it. We have Come Weave with Chill baskets. We're very well known in Akwesasne for our basket making. So we have a young basket maker who welcomes people into her workshop and talks about the baskets that she makes and how she learned the process and how she's kind of modernizing it and taking it into a whole new era of basket making. We also have a long history with lacrosse, and within that also including manufacturing lacrosse sticks. And so one of our entrepreneurs owns a lacrosse stick factory, and we took the business that he was already doing and talked to him about turning it into a tour and people coming in to watch him make these sticks. And so that became a tour. We have 2 museum tours. One of them gives you a little bit of a peek behind the scenes where they can handle items, they can participate in some songs. And then another one who's sort of an introductory tour into Akwesasne, into the Mohawks, into the Haudenosaunee, and giving some of that background. So those are currently our 4 tours that we offer. And again, we're sort of the flow through. We want our entrepreneurs to be benefiting the most from this. So we handle all of the tour operations behind it. And then the majority of what we sell goes back out to the supplier and what they're benefiting the most from it. Latoya, who will meet soon, will speak soon, is in the process of developing another 4 tours. Hopefully by this summer, we'll have those experiences on board, partnering with our agriculture program, medicine walks. We are surrounded by rivers, so we're hoping to add some river tours along with that. Traditional white corn is important to us here in the community. A lot of our food is based on it, and so being able to offer a tour about the white corn and the processes and the importance to our people. So we do have a lot more. We do take our time developing these tours, testing the tours, and making sure that they're comfortable and they're ready to be selling the tours. So we're sort of dual process in the sense of making sure that the supplier is ready to offer that tour, as well as to make sure that what the visitor coming in gets what we're putting out there, you know, that it's worth their time and they're happy with it. Beyond that, we're really starting now to look at partnerships regionally, locally, within our own community. We do have a casino, so we're looking at, you know, how can we be more involved with them and vice versa. Within the region, outside tourism agencies, how do we market people to come to the area itself? And, you know, we're starting to find a lot of benefit in that. We've started to get some more interest from the travel trades. So we have a fam tour coming up with the river cruise lines, being able to capture some of that audience. We're breaking into the travel trade, which we were able to get a taste of with AIANTA last year. We're joining AIANTA again this year, and just learning more about that whole tourism community out there and the different ways to offer and market and sell our product. And so we're really grateful for all of those opportunities. Our next slide just kind of gives you our supplier side of it, and I'll let Toya talk a little bit about that, because these are the people that she trains. This is her role, is working with them and getting them ready to sell and to market them.
Lego, Wakanta, Yungyat, Wagwatahune, Akwesasne Mohawk Nation. So my English name is Latoya Rourke, from Akwesasne, and I am Wolfglen. I am the Akwesasne Travels Tourism Training Manager. My role is assisting Akwesasne Travel with developing tours. So what I do is I first reach out, doing engagements to the community, look at different cultural educators, artists, and how that can extend into tour suppliers and local stakeholders. So for us getting this award, everything, to me, all our success all relies on our ability to create and hold respectful and meaningful tours. Relationships with our suppliers. Like, we wouldn't be able to do this without them. So I put a lot of time and energy into creating cultural experiences The experiences we like to create is to be fun, like meaningful, participatory, and most of all, like authentic. We're finding that the new trend is to be immersive, and visitors want like the behind the scenes experience. So when I engage with the community and look for these types of attractions, I always go to our cultural educators and our artists, because I always feel that they're the ones that share the story. And in order to keep our traditions going and our teachings is, always reach back to our educators, culture educators and artists, because in their work, they're constantly sharing our story. And for me, I take a lot of pride in what I do, because it's our opportunity to tell our story. And when we do these engagements, we're always like, they get scared of the word tourism, and we can add, I always say to them, like, just think of tourism as, it's our opportunity to tell our story. It's not that scary, you're already doing it. We're just bringing the audience to you and the guests to you and managing it and having this control where it's a, respectful, meaningful experience. I worked with Carrie Hale. She has a tour, Come Weave the Chill Baskets, and it's like a behind the scenes experience. So the guests come in and they're in her space and they get to see Carrie in action, and it's like the Carrie that we know, and she gets to tell her story and how she got into it, and it just shows like the outside world like who we are and that we've been doing this and we're still here. Because I always say, like, a lot of times our story is always being told by somebody else and we never have the opportunity to tell it. And most times, and I don't know if it's for other Native communities or Indian country, where it's not always positive, right? You always hear a lot of negativity, but this is our opportunity to showcase our talent, showcase our culture. So I really enjoy what I do. We constantly have open enrollment for our training. So when we first started this product development training, we worked with different consultants and different incubator consultants, and they just weren't like hidden on the nail. Like, it wasn't fitting. It was like, this isn't working. We need something that's customized to our community. And, Haudenosaunee community, Native communities, tribal communities, like, we need, consultants may say like, well, it's a little bit hand-holding. And I'm like, no, this is how we think. This is how our brains work. So this training was created with our team and with ourselves and how we wanted it to work. So we start introducing like a culture educator or an artist to be in exploring like experiential travel. Like, what is cultural tourism? What is experiential travel? So getting into that, and then getting into developing their product. Okay, let's work with like create an itinerary. What is your plan? What do you plan to do? What is your tour going to consist of? And then naturally it becomes like your tour theme comes out of the itinerary creation. The time of your tour comes out of that. The title of your tour comes out of that. So after every webinar, so we do five lessons with them, either 5 webinars, 5 in-person sessions with them. And then after each session, they have an assignment, and each assignment, it leads to their landing page on our website. It leads to marketing material on our social media. So like every time like they put into this, it all has an outcome there. A lot of times you take a lot of trainings and it's like, okay, another certificate, another training, for your wall, but it doesn't have like a true impact on your business or your goal that you're trying to achieve. So that's why I really enjoy this training that we created, because after every day of meeting with them, it's like, oh, look at what I created. Like, they get excited. And when you work with these suppliers and you see the excitement in them, it's like, it just means so much to have this role in this position with Akwesasne Travel. So just again, like, not to reinvent the wheel, look at your community, survey what you already have. How can they extend into future experiences, like even add-ons? So we have 4 tours currently. I have like 4 to 6 probably coming out this spring. I have actively training right now. So it's always open enrollment. They all can be caught up, it's at their pace. You don't want to scare them and just put this heavy load of, okay, it's 12 weeks of training, once a week. Like a lot of these culture educators or artists or tour suppliers already have full-time positions, or they're already running full-time businesses. So just being really patient and respectful of their time, and a lot of mentorship. So we work with them a lot on providing business support, capacity building. I'm trying to think of everything. I could probably talk for a few hours. But no, I think that's everything. And just our goal is to create cultural and economic development within our community.
So thank you, AIANTA, for allowing us to be a part of AIANTA, and being nominated and able to win an award through is just it's been I shouldn't say a wrap up, but a good check-in point for us with where we're at with Akwesasne Travel and where we're headed. And it hangs on our wall in our office, and we get to look at it every day and be reminded and be proud of everything that we've been doing and that this community has been doing. Yawa.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. You really have a great program going on there. And it being fairly new, I'm sure it's only going to get better. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Camille again as our Industry Professional of the Year. This is a real honor because, we look at the industry out there, and how this award came to be was back in 2013, we started this program and wanted to start a scholarship program for the tourism and hospitality field. So the nominations for the Excellence in Tourism Industry Awards are open. If you know anyone, or you want to make a nomination, to anyone, just, have them go to our website. All the information and criteria is there. And like I mentioned, this was a way of raising money to support our hospitality and tourism program, scholarship program. So Camille, I'm going to let you, I would like to share the video actually that Sarah submitted. Do you think we can get that up, Bianca? So the Industry Professional of the Year, must be an AIANTA member in good standing. And anybody that's nominated does need to be an AIANTA member. So if you nominate someone that is not a member, you can also, pay for their membership if you like, or encourage them to join. Nominees for this Industry Professional of the Year must demonstrate that he or she has made a significant impact on tribal tourism and helped AIANTA achieve its missions. In addition, the nominee must have contributed new ideas and networks to help accomplish AIANTA's goal. Is the video not going to come up? Oh, there it comes. Yay.
It's trying. I don't know what's going on with our service here.
Welcome to Alaska.
Right. Let's see. Yeah,
It's really a good video too.
Hi, my name is Sarah Leonard. I'm the president and CEO of the Alaska Travel Industry Association.
You definitely got slow service.
I know it's crazy because I tested it last week, so it must just be this week.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, so we'll have this emailed out.
And I'm so excited to
Oh, there
talk
you go.
about the recognition for this person at the AIANTA Awards Banquet for the Excellence in Tourism Industry Awards. As soon as she sees me on screen, she might know that she is being recognized. So I'll just say congratulations to Camille Ferguson with the Sitka tribe for being recognized here at AIANTA. I can think of no better nominee for Excellence in Tourism Industry Awards than Camille Ferguson. Camille, through her leadership on the ATIA board, the U.S. Travel Association Board of Directors, as well as her leadership with AIANTA as a past board member and CEO, she has been a long-standing advocate in bringing together Native tourism representatives with nonprofit leaders, government officials, and elected leaders. Camille demonstrates through her professionalism and grace the benefits of collaborating among various communities, and she has bridged that gap between Native and non-Native stakeholders to be stronger together in Alaska tourism. Examples of Camille's commitment to grow and sustain Indigenous tourism that honors tradition and values are myriad throughout her career in the tourism industry. Recently, and perhaps the best example is from her leadership during the pandemic that focused on economic recovery of travel and tourism in Sitka and in Alaska. Camille led the way in advocating for state and federal legislative policies at White House briefing calls, to congressional delegation conversations, to state legislator hearings. She provided a critical voice in support of cultural and tribal tourism recovery. These efforts help secure federal support for cultural tourism businesses and organizations. Beyond that, my personal experience with Camille at the Alaska Travel Industry Association has been one of mentorship and friendship. Camille has provided me ongoing guidance and shared lessons around engagement and collaboration among diverse communities. She is always available when I've called or emailed to pick up the phone or respond to an email and answer my questions and give me guidance, sometimes with a sense of humor to get through some sensitive and sometimes challenging conversations. But I have to say that Camille has been a mentor and leader to me and my team members and so many of us that have grown up and learned in Alaska's tourism community. I'm going to turn it over to some of my colleagues just to say congratulations to Camille, starting with Wendy on the ATIA team.
Thanks, Sarah. I am the marketing director for ATIA, and I've had the privilege of working with Camille the last few months after joining the team. And I just want to echo what Sarah said. Congratulations, and thank you for all of your hard work and dedication. You've been a great advocate and a great leader, and also a teacher for me coming in to the Alaska industry and learning so much with you and working through our Cultural Enrichment Committee.
Thanks, Wendy, and turning it over to Tay on the ATI team.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, my name is Tay, and I'm the membership manager here with ATIA. And I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you, Camille, for your support. You've always been amazing at getting the words out on why it's great to join ATIA. And we really just appreciate your support and guidance. So thank you for that, and congratulations.
And congratulations from all of us at ATIA, Camille, and the Alaska tourism community. It's a well-deserved honor. Congratulations, Camille.
All right, Camille, we'll let you go ahead and.
You know, I'm actually I was always very humbled and never really wanted to be like huge in a spotlight, and to be honored like that was really amazing. And when Sherry asked me to talk about the Industry Professional of the Year, I didn't really put a slide presentation together because being identified as an industry leader, I was always just as strong as my team. And my team at AIANTA for many years, AIANTA would not be what AIANTA was without the team that was surrounding me. And, I can't thank Sherry, Hannah, Ariel, especially Gail, for the support that they had given me during my tenure with AIANTA. But I actually believe in leading by example. And my example was Lisa Gassman, who was my general manager at the Sitka Tribe of Alaska, who encouraged me and helped me go support my passion, which was cultural tourism. And the reason why cultural tourism was such a passion is because it was a means of economic development and perpetuation of our culture. And without that support from my supervisor and her example, I don't know that I would have been the person I am today. She built her team, and we talk about it all the time, is that, you build your team as a leader by your weaknesses. You have people that are strong around you, and together we actually can grow. And what I think has really been a neat thing is to watch AIANTA grow and develop and help tribes develop their cultural tourism programs as a means of economic and social development. And I think that to me is the most important thing. And to watch your guys' examples today, to have these awards that you guys are sharing today is an example of what AIANTA is doing. And that is helping cultivate cultural tourism that represents the Indigenous people of the United States and share our stories with the world. And that passion is carried on. And I totally am honored to have received this award. And I know that there are leaders out there that I know that are up and coming and need to be, I think, shared their examples. And so as I pass the hat on, because I got this year. And I know that there's some leaders out there, and I hope you guys look within and share that, find that person to recognize them for the work that they have done in collaboration with the teams that they built around them. And one of the things that I take pride in is, looking back at Alaska and being at AIANTA for years that I've been there has been just really great to see what Alaska was doing. And I noted that Alaska was not recognizing any of the Indigenous people in their marketing strategy. And that is where Sarah came into play. Because when I came back to Alaska, I let her know, looking at Alaska, that's where I'm from. There's 224 tribes and you're not even marketing them. You're not telling their story. They have since I came back, flipped it around. The governor gave $2 million to help build the assets for the state of Alaska. Collectively with Sarah and her team, we created the the Cultural Enrichment Committee, and we are now developing assets so that we can promote tourism in a healthy manner that maintains the integrity of the people that we're representing. So we've come a long ways. Matter of fact, the tribes weren't even recognized as sovereign governments until this year. And so you think about, or not this year, last year, you think about the roads that we have to travel and the things that we have to do are hard, and the stories that we have to tell, maybe people don't want to hear, but there are stories, and it is the true history of the United States that we are actually sharing. And my hat's off to all of you who are award winners. You deserve it. and keep going strong. And I just want to thank Sherry, which is thank you in my language, and to all of you. And so with that, I want to say thank you, and may your year this year be great. I know this year we went from 0 visitors in 2020 to well over 500,000, and our capacities have quadrupled in our tourism ventures. And I know that this year will be a banner year for us, as I know that through Indian country, it was going to grow as well. So Ganachish, Anyat Kusani, thank you.
Thank you, Camille. Again, I'd like to mention that the Excellence in Tourism Industry Awards Gala and Silent Auction takes place every year at our annual tourism conference. We started this program back in 2023 as a way of recognizing the best of the best in Indian country tourism through these awards, which are the Tribal Destination of the Year, Best Cultural Heritage Experience, Excellence in Customer Service, and Industry Professional of the Year. The criteria for these awards can be found on our website at AIANTA.org/AITC. This event also started as a means of starting and growing the AIANTA Hospitality and Tourism Scholarship Program for Native students entering into the tourism and hospitality fields. So if you know anyone that's interested in applying, we are accepting applications through I think it's April 21st. And the deadline for these awards is July 2023. So if you wish to make another nomination of someone in your area or within the tourism field, you may do so on our website. We are also looking for donations for the silent auction. If any of you would like to contribute any piece of artwork, you can contact Ariel Richardson at arichardson@ianta.org. We'd also like to invite you to join us for Go International, which is taking place here in Albuquerque, April the 18th and 19th, 2023, held at the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center. Registration is open on our website. And also keep in mind the 25th anniversary of the American Indian Tourism Conference that will be hosted in Choctaw Country, Durant, Oklahoma, October 2nd through the 5th. And I really did not see any questions in the Q&A. I did see some good comments and thank yous from some of the presenters. So with that, I think we basically covered everything, unless any of you have any questions.
Hey, Sherry, one of the things I wanted to share is that AIANTA will be at the Heritage and Cultural Tourism Conference, April 11th through the 13th. Sherry will be presenting here on the industry of Indian country. And I'm inviting everybody that wants to come to Sitka. I call it the education vacation of the world. So you can come on down and learn. We have some great presenters. The state of Alaska finally invested a lot back into cultural tourism, and we are now providing what we call cultural host, which is a cultural sensitivity customer service training, and everyone will be certified. Not only that, they can be actually a train the trainer course will be following it right after that. But I just wanted to point that out because AIANTA is everywhere, and I'm really honored to have Sherry come and present at the conference. And last year we had representatives from Navajo Nation. We had people from North Dakota and Washington State. I mean, we had 11 different tribes from across the nation come to Alaska and wear their regalia during our cultural exchange. So I invite everyone to join us.
Thank you, Camille.
You too, Sherry. You can come.
Oh, I would love to. Again, I want to thank you all for joining us. For those of you that are, viewing this website, you will receive a copy of the presentation and a link to see the video, and I'll send that also to you presenters as well. So again, thank you all. Congratulations to all your award winners. It's so deserving of you all, and keep up the good work. And we will see you at the conference. Have a great day. Thank you.